Hello viewers, welcome to Elimu TV. My name is Elizabeth Mungai. This is the mentorship program and we are continuing from where we stopped last time. If you all remember last time we were talking about what are life skills, and under life skills, what is our values? And we said that values are beliefs and principles that are important to us. I hope as we agreed last time, we have all written down our specific values. Values in our schools, in our workplace, in our own individual lives. I hope we have written down so that it becomes something that guides us into our future. As we said last time, that my values are my future. So whatever you value today is what your future will look like. That was just the recap part of it. And so we continue from where we left last time, and this is now the topic of self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Who is self here? Self is I, self is you. And so here we want to be in agreement that number one, we're not talking about your sister, your brother, your friend, your uncle, your grandmother, your teacher, your president. Here we're talking about self, I. Everybody, when somebody once told me that when you point at someone, one finger always points to myself. So today, we're talking about this person, I, self-awareness. What is awareness? Awareness is you knowing. You are not in the dark, you have information, you are informed. So self-awareness per se is the topic that answers the question of who am I? Have you ever walked into some place and someone asked you, who are you? Who am I? We answer the question of who am I with this question of self-awareness. For those of us who have attended some interviews, and the ones who will be attending interviews in future, that is a question that always comes along. Who are you? Tell us, who are you? What is about you? What is you that we are saying? Tell us about you. So this is the topic that answers the question of who am I. Self-awareness, they all say, and they told us, that it is the mother of all life skills. You can learn about life skills, about values, about not taking drugs, about peer pressure, all those others. But if you don't learn about self-awareness, you're wasting time. It is the best place where we start, because we don't want to learn about anybody else before we know about ourselves. So today we'll be looking at self-awareness. I said that is the question where we answer the question of who am I. So it helps us to understand ourselves better. Stop trying to understand anybody else before you understand yourself. So in this self, this person that stands in front of the mirror and looks at themselves, who is this? As I told you, my name is Elizabeth. Maybe I'll just tell you, my name is Elizabeth, but that is not self-awareness. It is not equally a topic that you can just say, her name is Elizabeth, that just it. No, self-awareness is more. It includes what are my likes, what are my dislikes, what are my values, as we spoke about values earlier. And so when we're talking about it, we want to look at the facts about self-awareness. Number one fact of self-awareness is that for you to know what self-awareness is, you need a lot of honesty. You need to be honest with yourself. If you're a thief, say I am a thief and this is where I am at, but I will stop stealing, because for you to know who you truly are, you're not a thief seriously, it's only that you have taken a habit of stealing, but for you to stop that habit, you have first to acknowledge and say, this is where I am at, but this is where I want to go to. So you require a lot of honesty. The reason most of the people or most of us are not self-aware, even for me, the time when I was not self-aware, is because most of us deny. We love to deny lots of things, so we don't want to know who we are. If I get angry, easily. You step on my feet and I want to hit you. I don't want to take that and say, by the way, I have a problem with my anger. So self-awareness comes in to tell you, truthfully look at yourself. Truthfully look at the things that you're doing. Truthfully take up courage and say, this is where I am, but this is where I want to go to. So, number one, as we said, is that it requires a lot of honesty and also requires a lot of courage, so that you can look in the mirror. Not anybody. How many of us have taken time to check ourselves through the mirror? You stand in front of a mirror and say, mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall. Here I am standing. I want to know now. I have a pimple here. I have another one here. I have, especially the girls and the women, we are used to that. But I'm not sure how many men do that. But when you get to self-awareness, you will have to look at deeper. It's no longer about the pimple, about the eyebrows, about the hair. It is inside. It is something, it is an inside job. So we require, number two fact is that we require a lot of courage to face the truth about ourselves. Somebody will just come and tell you, I think you have a problem with your anger. You say, no. You're bad-mouthing, you're being bad, you're unfair. But the moment you tell that to yourself and then say, I want to change this. When you tell that to yourself, you don't stop there. You wake up and say, now, here, this is where I am at, but this is where I want to go to. So that is the process of self-awareness. So the number one fact and number two fact is that you require honesty and courage to face the truth about yourself. If you're the person that keeps time, congratulate yourself and say, I keep time. If you're the person that is loving to others and you reach out to other people, say, I have a good heart and a big heart. So it includes all that. So when I move now to the next fact is that says that we need to know ourselves totally. It is not as easy as it sounds. You need to know, this is Elizabeth, this is who she was, this is where she has come. So you need to appreciate the things. Do not, when you're doing a self-awareness test, do not overestimate. Do not say, no, I am very good, I don't do anything wrong, I am just, no, do not overplace yourself somewhere, overanalyze yourself. Neither should you look down upon yourself. You should have a sober view about it. You should sit down alone with a pen and a paper and say, this is it. I have been a good parent to my children. You take that. So it is something that comes from the inside you. So when we are looking about self-awareness, we look at why should I be self-aware? Why? What is the end result of me being self-aware? Number one result of you being self-aware is that it will help you understand yourself better. Somebody said, I cannot really remember the person who said this, that you should stop seeking to understand other people before you understand yourself, because it all starts with yourself. There is a commandment that says that love others, but it continues to say, but love them as yourself. You should love one another, but it is as yourself. So you will not love anybody if you don't love yourself. So that is the importance of why we need self-awareness. So number two is that it will help you unlock your life's potential. Everybody, look at your fingers. If you have the fingers. For the people who don't have them, I hear there's just something else that you have. And the one thing I know is that these fingers, all of us, whether you have them or not, inside you should understand that you are created as a unique human being. You're unique with your value, you're unique with your abilities, you're unique with your talents, you're unique with everything. The way you look, there will never be another you. So every day that you wake up and every day that you live this life, is that you should know there's a potential inside you that is waiting for you to come out and to say, this is who I am. So when you do a self-awareness test, you tell yourself, number one, these are my strengths. So I know for me, my strength is that I easily make friends. I can make friends, I can make 20 friends in a day. You take me to a party, I will make friends as easily as I can take tea. So for me, I know that is a strength. You sit down and say, this is my strength, but this is my weakness. The weakness for me, for example, is that when we get to fight with someone, I I don't usually forget it that fast. So that is a weakness. So I sit down and I know this person has angered me. But for me to forgive them, I'll need to do 1, 2, 3. So I become self-aware of my strength, of my weaknesses, of my likes. I like to travel. I like to read books. I like to play sometimes with children. I teach children, so I like to play with them. And the other thing is that you should also know about your dislikes, things you don't like. The things that you don't feel like you like them, you totally don't like them. Other people might like them, but you don't like them. It's not a sin. Neither are you. Neither are you abnormal. It's only that you are made in a specific way. So it will help you to know this is my life's potential. If you want to be a teacher, write it. So what do you need to be a teacher? That is your life's potential. If you want to be an aircraft engineer, if you want to be a driver, if you want to be whatever you want to be, whatever you want to work in the supermarket, or you want to work in the media, whatever you want to be. So it will help you unlock that life's potential when you know the things that you can do better and things that you're not better at. Acknowledge and say, I'm not better at this. And so I will not do this. For now, I will work on what I can do better. So that as you work on what you can do better, what you cannot do will eventually catch up. So the other thing is that it will help you improve your self-esteem. Self-esteem is the way you look at yourself, the opinion that you have about yourself. What do you tell yourself? What is the internal dialogue that goes inside you? What do you tell yourself when nobody is there? It will help you start seeing yourself in a very different way, in that you're somebody that can make it in life. You don't have shortcomings other than the ones that you put upon yourself. It shows you the good things about you. So being self-aware helps you to improve your self-esteem. And this whole category of self-awareness is divided into 3 parts. The number 1 part is the physical self. The physical self. The physical self includes, are you slim? Are you the person that is plump? At least you have some meat. Is it called meat or something like that? Maybe you're light-skinned. Who are you? How do you look at yourself? Do you have what do you have? What do you have that you like about your physical self? You should write down the things you love about your physical self. Whether you feel you're able, or maybe you are able differently, you should be the person that looks at something and says there's always something to be thankful about. If it's your hair, maybe you have a long hair, maybe you don't have the hair, maybe you have the light skin, maybe you don't have the light skin, maybe you have the dark skin. There's always something about your physical self that you can be glad about. Every one of us has that one thing, or even many, but it is the attitude that we put alongside it. The other part is that it is also divided into the social self. How do I relate with people? Am I an introvert? Am I the person that will jump into a party and the party continues? Am I the person that wants to stay alone? Social self. What class am I in class 6? So most of my friends will be based around that class. Am I in Form 1? So most of my friends will be based around that place. Am I in college or university? Am I working? If you're working, even most of your friends will not be nice. They will be around that. So what is my social self? How do I relate with the people that are in my social sphere? The third part is the inner self. This is where I want us to look at, the inner self. The inner self, this is the place where nobody sees. I will never be able to tell you that I saw it, because you're the only one that comes and says, I think I love to write, I love to sing. Maybe I am the person that secretly loves to listen to people, or maybe I like to talk. So that is the inner self. That is the thing that you can never deny. It is inside you. It wakes you up every morning. Maybe it tells you can be a good guitarist. So it wakes you up every morning. It is that inside dialogue that you have within yourself. We might never see it, but you alone know about it. So we need to categorize them into 3. What is my physical self? We said that is the part where, how do I look? Be comfortable with how you look. Whether you weigh 100 kgs or you weigh 30, and if you want to change your weight, change it because you want, not because anybody said it. It's because you want to do it, not because somebody told you you're big. No. Whether they say you're big, it's at the end of the day, it's what you believe about yourself. So that's the physical part. That is, am I slim? Am I light-skinned? Am I plump? Am I tall? Am I short? You should be comfortable with that part, because most of the people would want to attack you from that part and tell you, hey, you're very short. And then if you internalize it and say, by the way, I don't look so good, you will start getting depressed. But when you are self-aware, you will be able to live with it and say, this is the way I've been created. This is the way I will look. There will never be somebody else like me. And so you take it, accept it, and you live comfortably with it, whether people like it or not. We are talking about self-awareness. It is not called others' awareness. It is self-awareness. So if you're self-aware about it, you like it, live with it. Social self, we said it's how you relate with people. What kind of environment are you in? And then we went into the inner self. What is that inside thing that you do have? Some of us, we said it's writing, others it's music, others it's playing golf, others it's playing karting, others it's just playing badminton, others it's swimming, others it's more of a talent. The inner self comes out more even through talents and abilities. It's that thing that you easily think about. Maybe you're the person, when somebody hurts, you want to nurse their wound. So maybe you want to look like the Red Cross people or the doctors or the nurses. What is that inner self? So when you look at the inner self, the social self, the physical self, you will be able to, you look at your strengths, you look at your weaknesses and be honest about yourself. You look at your likes and dislikes. You will eventually be able to answer the question of who am I, because you will understand yourself better. Thank you for your time and for the opportunity for helping, for being part of us and watching this program. We always encourage feedback on the numbers that will be appearing on your screens. Thank you so much. My name is Elizabeth Mungai. It has been the mentorship program. See you next time.